So I have been very busy this week and last week, so unfortunately, a lot of cards now actually for me. It's been a long party now, but I don't have that much time, unfortunately, either. So we can pretty quickly, I usually do, and we can like cut through a lot of cards here. And because it's been like 50 cards from now, I will do classes instead of doing like this demonic curve, like 10 cards. Usually I like to go through mana, right? But we will do like druid and so on, which makes it easier to follow here. So anyway, let's get right at it. So Grizzled Guardian, this is the first new druid card in here, and that's I'm going like rarity, so I'm going rare, epic, legendary, for that matter. And it's a pretty mediocre card for any format, right? As I say, always look at the arena, and then we also look at it somewhat. But this card is like taunt for 8 mana. You get a Ascension, right? And you might summon 4 or less. But the big issue is that they summon 4 or less, right? So you can summon like a 2 minion, a 3-drop minion. And in arena, you do have a lot of like random 2 and 3-drop minions for sure. But yeah, it looks very mediocre. It looks very, very mediocre. It might just be decent. I guess it might be a decent card, but I think it makes people get. So anyway, Branching Path. Whoa, what happened there? So anyway, Branching Path. So for that, it's really. I think this is a great card. It's definitely the same playing construct, I think, and also be good in arena. So having to pick 2 things twice. So either you can do a Savage Roar that is permanent, 1 more mana, which is great, right, for a lot of decks in constructed, or you get 12 armor, which is great if you want to survive stuff, or like 6 armor. You can also pick 6 armor and buff your minions, or you get like the draw 2 cards. That's pretty bad, I would say, for 3. This is alternate. So obviously it's worse than everything else. But actually I would say that it's not that much for the Savage Sword, because yes, it's Savage Sword for 1 more mana, but it does stay on them, where the drawing is just a worse intellect, and the other one, it's actually 12 armor for mana. It's pretty good value, actually. It's pretty good value. So overall, definitely a great card. I think as we can see more players, I think in arena, but in arena still though, you get the buff to like buff your minions and draw 1 card is probably really good in arena. It's like you buff your small guys, do a little better trading, you get 1 card back again. That's a good card value. So I think it's a good card in arena as well, but definitely better instructed. And then we have this card. It's horrible in arena, I think. Really, really horrible in arena though. Interesting for constructed, very interesting. A lot of people say, mainly Medivh, right? You play this card, you play Medivh, you get the mana back, you can play some Infested, or you can play something for 10-8 mana for Druid. Probably this is combo. It's also good because if they destroy, if it's an Oath, you do have your mana back, so that's pretty decent. But I don't know, yeah. I think the Medivh deck definitely is play constructed, but otherwise, I don't really know how it actually would be that good. I'm very like, there will be decks about this card. I think it will be good with Medivh. Otherwise, I'm still uncertain though, because it feels kind of bad. You play it turn 4, and like turn 9, well, yeah, it's combo decks. Yeah, Malygos, it's gonna be some kind of Malygos Medivh. You can, hit with it, turn 10, play your Malygos, hit with it, get your 10 mana back, try a lot of spells. So yeah, so like up to cool decks, yeah, something that definitely see play, but it might not be that good though. I can imagine maybe it's really, really good, or maybe it's like there is a combo there, and sometimes you do win, but when like 1 out of 10 games you win, but otherwise you really lose. So I'm doubtful that's how it's going to be actually, but it definitely see play. But in arena, I think it's horrible. In arena, it's really horrible because you don't have those combo cards, so that's horrible deck, horrible card. The other legendary though, Fungal Lord. What's happened with my scroll? Sorry for this. Get back there. There's some time here. Whatever. So yeah, the Fungal Lord. I think it's this is a pretty good card in arena, but you have to wait for it. So it's very, very slow, right? So it's like if you can play it on empty board turn 5 and then turn 6 that they can destroy, you can play an ogre or something. That's immense value. So that's really, really good. So you have to kill this guy over the ogre, so then you win the game. So it's strong in arena as long as you can play it on an empty board, or you have to wait till like turn 10. So it's pretty good in arena, I think. In constructed, you definitely see a lot of combos, copying some legendary cards, but it does cost 5 mana though. So I'm kind of like, I don't think it's that good in constructed probably not actually, because you have to play it. You don't have to have removal, or you wait till like turn 10 to play constructed. That's too late, so you have to probably play it. But I think one thing though that makes it good is that it's a removal target. So you play this card right, and they have to remove it. That is very strong though, think about it. Exactly as Fandral, you play this card on an empty board, and they like, whoa, fireball, they have to fireball this thing. They have to kill it. It has 5 health, let's kill it with something. So that is good though. It's like a very premium removal which protects your other more important minions. So it actually might actually see a lot of play extracted because that is really good. To be a removal target is great. Anyway, next card. It's the Ooze. Maybe some cool this thing. It's like a Savannah High main. If it was a 5 mana, it would be really good. You could play 2 of these in Savannah High main. Might be some cool combos with it. Constructed, you play like 1 Death Rattler guy. Could be really good. But generally, I don't know, it seems to be super slow. The new legendary pick up later. But in arena, I don't know. It's like it has some value though in arena. You don't have damage minions. You're a hunter, and if you have like 2 7 high mains and so on, this is like another 7 high main. It's pretty okay. At least an okay card in arena. It has a lot of sticky at least. Then we have the legendary card. This I think has a lot of combos. Maybe with the Ooze then, because they have the same death right. So basically you summon a beast. So this strength of course you have one like King Crush something. You have one big beast. You will summon this beast, and when she dies, summon the other beast. So you have like 2 beasts in deck right. However though, those things are horrible in the sense that they are, if you draw the beast, like if you play the old Yashar deck, you have 1 Yashar in your whole deck and you draw the Yashar, you lose if you draw the Yashar right. And this is the same thing here I think. So to make this card really good, you have to have very few beasts likely. And if you draw one of them, she's useless. So you have to have like 4 beasts or so to negate that. And just turn 8. The Yashar with the Barn is a turn 4 play, maybe turn 3. There's 4 less cards to draw. So yeah, I don't think there's actually something that's good actually. In arena, it's probably pretty okay. It's like playing an 8 drop, get a 2 to a 4 drop for free, maybe a bigger drop right, and then she dies with another 2 drops. So yeah, it's pretty high value in arena. You get like 2 random beasts in your deck. If you have another beast, it should be fine in arena. But not fantastic, not like amazing win card. It's like, meh. So anyway, the Mage then. We have all kind of very interesting card. It's horrible in arena, really horrible in arena. Never picks corner in that 1-2, gets some armor. It does nothing in arena, so you ignore it in the arena. Inconstructed might see a lot of play, right? You get armor each time play a spell. Might be very interesting, but in arena it's really horrible. So let's go on. I mean, getting armor is horrible. This though is a great card in arena, I think. The Raven here, it's like the Elk, so you basically you joust, you show your joust. And when you do the jousting, right, if you have the highest spell card, you can draw it. And Elk was pretty good card in arena. You play a 3-2 for 2 mana, you see what they have, you might draw a card. And still like a 3-2 for 2, so that was a great card in arena. This is a 2-2 though, so it's a little worse, but Mage usually have more expensive spells in arena, except Druid. But against the other classes, you have like your Flame Strike, you have your Fireland Portal, both 7 mana. You might have a Pyroblast, but you have like more expensive spells. Usually. Druid has so much penalty spells. Priest, Mind Control, perhaps, but like Rogue, for example, has very cheap spells. Shaman usually have cheap spells, so on, right? In arena, I don't pick many expensive spells. Volcano usually is like the highest you pick. So yeah, I guess some classes, the likelihood of you winning these things should be really high, I think. So if half classes, you probably win easily, you know, statistic-wise. So 2-2, draw a card most of the time, I think. Sounds good. And obviously, you can see a lot of weird combos in the arena, like when you have like 1 spell and so on. Then we have this card, which is like a Cavalier's Tomb. So it's for a spellstone. You play it. Okay, so you have it in your hand. You play 2 elementals. It's a better spellstone, or closer to your Cavalier's Tomb. If you play 4 elementals in your hand, you will have a Cavalier's Tomb. And I do think the card actually will see play in constructed. It actually has pretty good constructed, and it's very random, and it's going to be really annoying to play against. But basically, all the new legendaries we've seen so coming soon here, there are elementals. A lot of good new elementals again. So I think Mage Elemental might not be the best deck, but definitely we see some play back and forth. Where in arena is like, in arena is really good if you have a lot of elementals. That definitely. If you have, then I usually try to do elementals in arena as mage. If I start a few minutes, because they're all really good. You have the Calamos, you have your 5 water elementals are really good. Most of your elementals you have are good, right? So yeah, I think that's a pretty decent card, to be honest, for arena. Honestly, yeah, because as long as you get play 2 elementals within your hand, so you get 2 spells for 1 spell, that's 1 plus spell. that is pretty good. If you get the whole effect, it's amazing, right? But if you get like just 2 elementals played, and that is not too hard. As long as you have like 5 or 6 elements in your deck, maybe a little more, and that is something I have very, very often. So I think it actually is a pretty decent spell in Arena, given that you pick it at like your 10th or your 15th card or whatever, so you can see some of the cards. You see, I have 3 elementals to pick this card, yeah. Given that though, as a first pick, obviously it's horrible. Or it might be good, but I mean, it probably will fail you. But I think it's a good card Arena actually. And then we have this card. I think it's really interesting. It's a new game mechanic here. So it's a secret for mage, and you do 6 damage. It's like snipe, but the extra damage actually go to the face, which is something completely new here, which I think is very, very interesting. So I like the card. I think it's very fun. They add this card here. It's gonna definitely be an interesting burn card. You can play it out, and if you play a burn mage and they play cheap minions, you do like 4 damage to the face, and that's actually great for you if you're playing against the face and moving some board control. Very, very interesting. Very good tempo card. I mean, you can remove the top minions played, or you can do damage to them and so on, right? So yeah, it has a lot of possibilities. It's great for you. So I think definitely we'll see some plays and kind of aggressive mage decks for sure. In Arena, it's probably pretty okay. In Arena, yeah, it's probably okay actually. Snipe is too weak in Arena because it doesn't kill like Yetis or the 4 or 5 health thing, which is very important to have because you play the full swipe and so on as well, right? And Jade Lightning and etc. But this is 6 damage, so actually that 1 more mana to do 2 more damage. The 2 face damage was is whatever, but to do that 2 more damage to their the minion, you probably would kill most of the minions you see from like turn 1 to 5 or 6 or so. So I think it's gonna be a pretty decent card in Arena actually, given that the damage to face doesn't matter, but like it probably will kill the minion play. And then we have this thing. This thing is a great card. Oh yeah, this card is really, really good. It's gonna definitely play extracted, especially if that elemental deck obviously so early special works. So you play your elementals, and then you play, yeah, especially if that thing works, because obviously you get more spells from your deck, right? Very, very good. In Arena, it's a 4/5. It's Yeti stats. As worst case scenario, this is a Yeti, right? That's the worst you get from this card. So this is a very good card in Arena because it's elemental for mage, which is good because you play 7 Catacombs and all elementals. And as I mentioned earlier, it's spell something. Yeah, so this card should be really good for mage in Arena. But worst case scenario again, it's a Yeti, and that's a good card in Arena. And it's a Yeti with elemental stats, right? Even if you're in a battle cry, you can probably chain your elemental thing after it. So you can chain your flame gazer and so on. So it looks very good actually. It looks very, very good for mage. I would say it's extremely good for mage. Even without the battle cry. Usually stats alone are good, right? And then you have the battle cry. It's like, wow, you get really cheap spells. And that's not too hard to get. In Constructed, it's going to be really interesting seeing new spell crafting, Cavalry and so on. Very, very good card. Much better than Rogue card because it's much easier to control. You have a lot of cards that give you high production value for those cards. And in Arena, yeah, those cards are great in Arena. Like Cavalry's 2 and the new spells, which I think is pretty good. So I think it's a great card. Generally very good card. Definitely pick it a lot. And yeah, then we have this thing, which is just like kind of weird. I don't know. It's super RNG, like crazy RNG. So you play 5 mana, you throw in 5 cards in your deck, right? When you draw them, you don't know the cards, so you like throw a spell for free when this card is shown. And but that is a completely random card, so it's just gigantic RNG. So it's probably horrible. Like you just can kill your minions, kill their minions. Thinking about the targeting can be in your face, so I think it's a horrible card. Let's go on. I think it is crap. It looks horrible. So anyway, Paladin, Benevolent Djinn. Yeah, I think this Benevolent Djinn is pretty good. It's it was a 3/4 in Arena, it would be really, really strong. 2/4 isn't that fantastic though in Arena. Like a 2/4 for 3, it's okay. It's better being a 2/4 than a 4/2, because what happens is that when they play a 3/2 or a 2/2, whatever, in those kind of situations, you can play this card out and you can trade and survive. So it beats most 2-drops, and you can saw a 3, like a 2/3 and hit again. I guess it's not that good, but it can beat a lot of 2-drops, so it's pretty okay. But it loses to all 3-drops pretty much. And getting life isn't that important in Arena, so I think actually it's been like a mediocre card in Arena. It's like a 6 out of 10 card. I wouldn't say it's like game changing in at all actually. Yeah, but it has a lot of health, so you can buy buff it. So it's like, I would say it's very mediocre. In construct, I think it's that good either. It's elemental, that's pretty good, and that for paladin, I guess, also has some value. But I don't think it's that important. But they have the new thing, special coming here soon here, it becomes better when you heal yourself. So maybe, but I don't think so. I think it's like a decent card. Because here we have the spell stone. It's just a 2-3 with taunt, becomes a 4-4 and then 6-6 with taunt. And when you heal yourself. But I'm thinking this thing is that, I don't know for sure, but I guess by the rules in the game, you have to actually heal yourself. So if you have full life, you can gain it. But the Jinn wouldn't help you when you have 30 life and you use this thing in your hand. You actually will stay at 30 life. So you would actually trigger this thing. So I'm like, and 3 life per turn. I think it's a horrible card actually. In the arena, it's probably really bad. Very rarely you heal yourself. It's only with the Jinn, I guess. It's not that good. In arena, in construct, I don't think it's that good either. It might create some kind of new deck, but it's just a big guy with taunt. So it looks pretty bad. I would say so. Yeah. Then we have this Maul though. This Maul is really good. This Maul is really good. It has one ability, especially, which is completely bonkers from the arena. So you throw this Maul, and when you draw it right, it gets a different effect when you put it in your hand. So you don't know what's going to happen. So it's 4 different effects. All the wood effects are 4 different ones. There's the priest, and there also be an armor later on for warrior. So this thing, the first thing you can get is a Purifier Maul, which is Divine Shield for all your minions when you play it. That is completely crazy. That thing is completely broken. I mean, that you have 2 minions on board on arena, you probably win the game, right? Just outright, yeah. You buff your minions. It's good on turn 3. You should buff like 1 minion, so you can do some trade and kill the minion. That's great. If you do it like turn 8 or 9 or so, you have 2 medium-sized minions. You draw this thing, get the Divine Shield of 2 minions. That is really strong. It's like playing the Enforcer. So yeah, it's very good card in that sense. But it's random, and the other effects aren't that strong. So I don't know. I mean, I think the effect is really good. But it has one effect that gives everything taunt, which is probably really useless in arena. Might be good constructed, but in arena that's going to be completely horrible. So not always, but very often. It's a weapon though, so you can use it to hit with it. So it's not useless if you get taunting, but that definitely is not a good thing you want. It can become a must for battle kinda, so you play it and you get 2 safe and recruit. That's pretty good. That can be very strong in arena. There's a lot of value for 1 card. So that's probably the second best thing you can get. And the last thing is to use buff everything with 1+, which probably is not that good either. It might be good, but that might be good late game. So generally, the Divine Shield thing is really insanely good. And the Masters for Battle thing, it's pretty good. They're also very strong, but not as strong as Divine Shield. But all the two, especially the taunting is bad. So I think it's a good card generally in arena. It should be good, statistically wise, right? Because 2 effects are really good, and the other one is pretty good. So, and it's a weapon. So 3 out of 4 times it's good. 2 out of 1 out of 5, well, 50%. 2 out of 4 times is amazing, and 1 out of 4 is broken, right? And the 4th time is like, meh. So yeah, statistically wise, it should be better. It should be good. So anyway, next card. Have a lot of this like buffing paladin thing, which I don't believe it at all for arena. It's horrible. So it's like for 5 mana, you make them the quartermaster thing. You +2/+2, give them taunt. I think it's horrible. In constructed, there might see some play. Then you combine all this like Silverhand Dork thing, but in arena it looks extremely bad. Extremely bad. I don't know. This is probably actually pretty good in arena. Yeah. So you summon 3 minions, and you have a lot of cheap minions in arena. And actually in arena, the more thing of this card, the better it gets to me, because not only do you get probably 3 minions in arena, probably though, it's a little. Do you have 3 minions as 2 mana? Hopefully you have. You might not have that, so that's a little bit of it. But if you do have that, you probably remove it from your deck. It's actually pretty good in arena. In constructed, this is probably a good like white weenie kind of deck. We have a lot of small guys, we buff them, you know, typical Magic the Gathering white weenie. Paladin used to have that. I played Legendary that for like 3.5 years ago or something like that. I played Legendary with that, like a white weenie Paladin. It was pretty good. You use a lot of 1 and 2 drops and you buff them with Best of King and so on. This thing would be great. You play this thing, get 3 minions, you can buff them with, you know, and so on next turn. You have like 2 bone myths, I guess, today. But in arena, think about it, it's actually pretty interesting because you don't have that many 2 minions. You have like 4 to 8 depending on deck you're doing, I guess, usually. So if you have a small number of 2-drops playing more like a slower paladin, you would actually remove most of your 2-drops here. That makes your deck better, right? Because you draw less bad cards now. So that is really interesting actually. I think the card actually should be really good in Arena. In some decks it can be really strong. Especially if you play the slower paladin. If you play the aggro paladin, I mean if you have the white winning paladin in Arena, you probably win anyway, so you can that is also good. And in constructed it might be interesting because you can also kind of use fill up your board. It's a very good filling board. I think it's a good card. In Arena it could be very interesting. So then we have Lunessa Sun Sorrow. I don't think she's in the Aren for lore, but pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting card. It's like, are you supposed to play her with the Stegodon, the last Stegodon, right? I had a deck, tried it out, it's horrible. The quest, you play 6 buffs, and that's just 7/7. That sounds good. I'm just like, that's not good. No, this is horrible. In Arena, of course, it's extremely horrible. You have to play, stick with that. You have to play the quest minion. That's 6 buffs. This will make her a 7/7. A 7/7 for 7 is horrible. That is absolutely horrible. So you won't play for that. So you have to play the quest minion because you might play well with her. Obviously, you play the same deck, and you play like 6 quests, 6 buffs. Then like another, I don't know, like 3, 4, 5, maybe like at least 3 or 4 more buffs. So she's like a 10/10. Then she's decent, right? She should have like Battle Cry or something. I don't know, she's really sorry. She should have like the one shield with the Battle Cry, or like if she would gain their effects, that would be interesting. If like if you play 2 Blessed Kings, she would be a 9/9. That would be really interesting. But she's horrible, especially in Arena. It's absolutely horrible card. I think you've never seen her play. Dustbreaker. This is a card everyone's screaming about. It's gonna be completely insane constructed. Absolutely, if you see 2 of them at minimum constructed, you're gonna, it's a Hellfire. Well, it's Abyssal Enforcer. Yeah, the dragon still stays there. Really amazing for priest. Definitely see play. I mean, it's fantastic. It's really fantastic card. But in Arena, I don't know. It's like, I mean, obviously it's amazing. So just hit that. In Arena, it's probably okay. If you have it and you can combo it, then it's really strong, right? Because you can kill everything. It's an amazing tempo play. So in Arena, it's gonna be that card that sometimes you see this card that sometimes a Dragon Priest deck in Arena, and you're gonna be really angry because he's crushed you completely because they play this card like turn 4 or maybe coin turn 3 and so on, and he just crushes you. And and otherwise it probably be a bad card because you don't draw enough dragons and they sit there with the hand, and then like, I have to keep it in my hand. I have like 1 dragon left in my deck. I might get it if it never happens. So in Arena, it's probably a horrible card. Just generally for design. The design aspect is horrible because it's very RNG to get enough dragons. If you can't have dragons, your deck is broken. So in Arena, it's gonna be either it's gonna be a bad card or it's gonna be an amazing card. If you have, let's say, like 5 dragons or more, then it's amazing. So I think that's, pick it if you have enough dragons, right? Or pick it in the beginning, hope for dragons. But it's gonna be amazing if you have dragons, or else it's useless. So it's like a scream. I love this effect in World of Warcraft. I used to play priest, my first I played actually, and I played shaman. This definitely fits a very like a magic gathering card. Kill everything, but don't actually graveyard them, put them in deck instead. It's very strong. It's in Arena, it's probably, it has a little bit Arena though, because it might be so kind of, sometimes you can mill right, and that might be bad in Arena then because you give them cards back. But generally, you probably throw in some a really bad cards in the deck again, so you ruin their deck by giving them back to the small drops you don't want anymore. So that's really good. In Constructed, it's completely bonkers. You play this against an aggro deck. You give them back their 1 and 2 drops, you ruin the next draw, or the version draws, and you have much bigger minions, so it's better for you. You also provide less minions as a priest. So generally, this is an amazing card. It's an amazing card, and it's obviously good to play Constructed, and in Arena it is good as well, clearly. I mean, it's a good card in Arena. Not much to say about that, right? I mean, it's... but I do say, though, it could be that you can't win on the mill, though. That happens to be sometimes. It's a little tricky in Arena, but it should be worth it. Tampurus, obviously unplayable in Arena. Very easy to call for Constructed though. So you play this card, the opponent gets 2 turns, and you get 2 turns. So in Arena, you're gonna die. So this card you can pick in Arena. It's obviously absolutely horrible in Arena. it is. I mean, it's a dragon though, but it's like you never gonna play this in arena. You have too few removals. Your life is more shady. Yeah, so you can't play this card in arena. You just can't. In constructed, it's very interesting though, and there might be some amazing next with it, but it also might be really horrible. I think it's an interesting card in fact that if you can see that I can survive this no matter what. You play this card out, you have full life, and it can't kill you, then you win the game with some combos. It's very interesting, but I'm doubtful there's gonna be an actual good card in constructed. In arena, obviously unplayable. So next card, last class. Yeah, so Rogue, they have the secrets here. So Rogue has, I don't know, I feel this is a worse betrayal. It's constructed interesting because you play a few minions, you can wait so on. But for arena, it's like a more uncontrolled betrayal for the same cost. You say some life. I don't believe it is called in arena. I don't actually think the secrets are good for Rogue in arena. They're all pretty bad. So this is pretty bad. The next one is like Shadow Step, but you can fight it. This might be good. It's better for Death Rattle, I guess. Yeah, it's like it gives you your effect. Take it to play them again. I don't know. It's I don't know. Really, I don't know. It feels weird. I don't think they're very good in arena at all because it's very easy to determine what you're doing, right? Same exactly though, because there are only 3 secrets in total, so it's easy to know what they're gonna do. And this requires the minion to have an effect that's worthy to play it again, like some kind of battle cry, which you usually pick as a rogue. But yeah, so it's like Shadow Step, but it doesn't make. It's like a Shadow Step that's a little better. It might be good in arena. It might actually be pretty good depending on how the cards are. If you have cards that are good with Shadow Step, this probably is better because they can still fight and give you the effect again. So there's more value, right? In arena, more value is better. So in that case, I would say it's a better card. It's better than Shadow Step. It definitely is. It's better. It's definitely better than Shadow Step in arena. In exactly though, not necessarily at all, because you can play your whatever Leader Jenkins again and so on. So in constructed, it actually probably worse, probably way worse. But in arena, it's definitely a higher value. The thing is that Shadow Step has to be a low value, right? Shadow Step has very low value in arena. So I'm like, I don't know. That's like a really low value card. This is like a higher value card. Anyway, next card, Every Minstrel. Be the mediocre card. You do 2 cards if you come away. I don't know. It's like might be good, has high value. Last you get Evasion, epic card. You become immune. Stealth would be cool to have. Definitely constructed. You survive stuff right. In arena, it is absolutely horrible card in arena. Horrible card. Probably the worst epic you have in arena. This however though is really good in arena. Oh yeah, this card, the Faldori from the Suramor, right? It's called, yeah, I think Suramor. Very interesting card. So you play. You get the Shadow Spider thing, the ambush, and you draw them, you get a 4/4. So this is a great card in arena. It's good, but arena is very, very good. You get a 4/4/4, and he gives you 3 4/4s later. So yeah, this is a very, very strong card in arena. Extremely strong. Compare that to Evasion, which is a horrible card in arena. This is an amazing epic card in arena. Very, very strong. It's a very high value card in arena. Probably one of the best epic cards actually we've seen in this expansion. It's not the best. Let's throw that out. No, but still, it has a minion. It is really high value. Really high value. You have to survive though, but it's very, very high. In constructed, I don't know if it's play actually. It's kind of slow constructed, but it's good. But in arena, it's very high value. Very simple though. Then this card, I quite like Sonya here. If your minion dies, you get the copy of it. So it's like the Shadow Caster. Probably pretty good in the best rogue deck right now, right? You have a lot of minions with effects on them, and for example, Prince kills out, you can play her. Yeah, the Prince kills out, turn 2, just step him, play him again. Next turn you play Sonya, hit with Kelly shot, play him again, or next turn. Pretty good effects. In arena that was horrible, I think. You don't have the minions, so in arena it probably won't work. Definitely means, I mean, in arena it might be okay, but they're much more impactful legendaries by themselves. So anyway, Shaman. I like this card. It's very simple. I like it. You play a totem, and you get to pick the totem you get. It can be very, very worth your while, right, to get a spell damage totem. But especially they have the card later here, the summons. I like it. You have all the 4 totems, so that's why you have this card as a kind of totem deck. So it's the same thing here. It's like if you minions die, you get totem. But it's horrible in arena though. So in arena it's a bad card, but in constructed it definitely might play with the whole all hitting coming in soon. But the one I think actually worth in arena because you get to pick a totem, very important. And I come later, yeah. This is Evolve. Actually, let's read it for card. I think it's called next card. There we go. Yeah. So if you have Winter Stormcaller and have all 4 totems, you get Alak here, which is great for 5 mana. It's a 5/5/2. So this card actually is very, very strong in Arena. This card is insanely strong in Arena. It might look pretty bad, but I think it's extremely high value because obviously, but most of the time in Arena, you play this card, and actually it's like a lot of the slower turns you have and like longer games. You do actually have all the 4 totems out. There's like 3 of them, and some in the last one, and it destroys total taunt and so on. So a lot of times in Arena, when you have played slower shaman against whatever slow priest and so on, you have a lot of totems, and this character is a legendary, so it's really good. And it's a 5/5/5. So worst case scenario, you play a 5/5, turn 5, and that's okay. So I think it actually is a very strong card right now. Very, very strong. Yeah, definitely great epic card. Both cards are great, and now card I just compare also very good, but that's a good card. Extracted, I don't know, but Extracted is to remove and so on, but really it's very strong. So this thing is Evolve, and you can keep playing it. So you play it once, you pay again, and you can keep like dunk, yeah. It's like probably really good in Arena actually. In Constructed, I don't know. Constructed, it's the same kind of thing. You play the Doppelganger, you evolve them again. Yes, yeah. The Evolve deck might be able to play it as with always. Probably weaker though than evolving the whole deck. But I will say one thing though. The Evolve deck is kind of like, oh, you have to play a lot of this minions and so on. This card might make it more worth playing just a few cards that go with evolving, and the rest of the deck is just a good deck, and then you evolve those cards with this thing. You evolve taller than sort of wider. Or sometimes you evolve your bigger minions. So actually it might be really good in another kind of evolve deck, I would argue. And in Arena it's probably pretty good, generally. You can heal your minion and get that, so yeah. Here's the guy. Oh yeah, the new Elemental, very interesting. You play it out, you get all the minions back again. They're very cheap, not like a rogue thing. Kind of weird though, and then you can play them again, right? Elemental have a lot of battle cries. Like Fire Elemental, of course, and all the Kalamos guys, they have the Elemental thing, so it's good with that thing. Also pretty good with the whole Evolve deck, because a lot of like Evolve minions have Doppelganger, but also the 1/4 that gives you taunt, and it's a lot of like cheaper minions with battle cries, because they're better evolve. Yeah, so generally, pretty good card. In Arena though, I think it's horrible. I think in Arena it's like, you just get minions back, they probably don't do anything. So yes, in Arena it's probably really bad though. But Extracted is very interesting, I like Extracted. Oh yeah, this weapon. This weapon is really bad, obviously. It takes 8 mana, and you randomize a Discover spell. That randomize its target, so you have to like get a Volcano or something to make it good, or like Thunderstorm. And it costs 8 mana. So it's just horrible. I think the weapon is really, really horrible. It might say some deck, very specific deck, but horrible. Anyway, here's Kobold Librarian. This is probably the best card. This is an insanely good card. Insanely good. If you play it life tap list, it's insanely good. Life tap costs 2 mana, 2 life, you get 1 card. This costs 1 mana, 2 life. So it costs with 1 mana less, and you also get the 2/1. So you're earning 1 mana, and you get the 2/1, right? So this card is just simply, I would say this is the best uncommon card. And probably the best uncommon card. This battle is just extremely strong. No matter how you look at it, it's broken. You pay 1 mana less and get a better effect from it. So it's, compared to your life level, it's insanely strong. But generally that means it's also good in both, kind of like the warlock that wants to live for a long time and draw a lot of cards to get the combo going, like the Death Knight warlock. But it's also good for the Zulok. So it's good in actually both decks. So I think this card is going to see a lot of play, and obviously it's great in the Arena as well, because it's 2/1, but it gives you a card, so even if they kill it as a mage, you still have the same card value. You take some damage, but whatever, so that's very little damage. So yeah, it's a great card. It's like an insanely good card. It's like Loot Hoarder, deluxe, right? Loot Hoarder for 1 mana less. It's extremely good card. I would say it's the best uncommon card. This is also a great uncommon card. Next, so Warlock again, 2 really good cards here for the Arena. Yeah, it's a 2/4 for taunt. It's a great taunt minion. Costs 2 damage, definitely worth it, especially because it gets you taunt. So you're taking that life damage, you probably get it back later. Extracted, it's probably still pretty good card actually, even there. It's still a demon and so on, so there's some value of that. But I think in Arena it's very, very strong. In Arena it's a great card. So Rogue again 2 is great cards. They're simple, they're strong, some minor damage. Yeah, they might nerf it to give you like 3 damage, like Flame Imp. So yeah, then I have another card here, which of course is like take some damage, and then you Actually, I kind of like it because even in arena, this card you say take damage. Also say take like 3 damage. So no matter what card you play, the hand hurts you. It upgrades, which makes it easy to upgrade even in arena. That's easy to control them, and yeah, it's like a bigger lifesteal thing. The more you get it, actually, it's pretty good con arena. It costs 4 mana though, but it's probably easy to get it to at least the second level in arena. Structured is obviously easy to do it, but in arena I think getting it to level 3 is probably not that hard. Getting to level 2 should be easy if you have like these two new guys, and they're both really good, right? So they're actually one of the best spellstones. At least the best and the easiest to accomplish it is a goal, I think. Very easy. So it looks pretty good. This though is kind of like this is basically summon a random demon from your deck for 5 mana. It's like it costs 4 mana. It had no minions. That it's interesting though. In construct is interesting because obviously you can only have one demon if you want to construct it. But if you draw it, yeah. But I mean, in construct you can control it. You can have like 2 Doom Guards, and then this guy will automatically summon a Doom Guard, which is a 5/7 for 5 with discard effect. It's not a discard effect. So actually, that exactly is really good. So you get the Doom Guard out. It's pretty good actually. Or something else like Infernal. So in constructed, it definitely can be good. But you have to have only the highest demons then. Malgan is good to have. But in arena, it's like it's so random. You have sheep demons. You have so in arena it's horrible. But in constructed, definitely you get a Doom Guard out. Yeah, 5/7. You know, Doom Guard costs 5. So, oh yeah, they have the I don't know. This is basically Deathwing. You play Deathwing for 4 mana, but you get no 12/12. This is horrible in arena because you probably are screwed when you play this card. So you discard your hand. So you have 6 mana left. You can life tap. You get a 4 mana. Yeah, it looks really horrible. In a constructed, maybe as an extreme last resort. I don't think this card is good. I don't think it's good. Deathwing is a horrible card. You know, yeah, I think it's horrible. Void Lord is pretty interesting. It's pretty simple. It's a 3/9 taunt. You get 3 Void Walkers. It's pretty okay, you know, with a lot of taunt minions. It has a lot of value, but I don't know how good it is. Like it's like pretty meaty card, but I wouldn't say it's fantastic. But in arena though, you can go for the face, so it might be good. But it's like if you compare it to the Obsidian Destroyer, whatever it's called, the priest card. This card is tremendously worse. That priest card is amazing for 9 mana. So it's okay, I think. It probably was the aren play though. In construct, I think it's just too slow and it's very taunted. Maybe in Death Knight card. Yeah, if this is one deck you could play, it's definitely Death Knight. Because you just get a lot of taunts, you survive. So maybe you will resurrect this guy, but also the small guys. Well, if you play this guy, he dies, those small guys spawn, you play Death Knight, you summon this guy with 10 mana. That's pretty good. So maybe. I can see like one of them being played in that deck. Potentially. Okay, so Warrior. Oh, sorry, I had a lot of legendary left there. Oh yeah. Put in your hand. Yeah, it's not shooting this card. Mana, this is the weapon from less expansion here. I don't know actually, this card. In arena, it's probably unplayable. It's by far unplayable. In constructed is like 5 mana. You can destroy it with the ooze. It's end of your turn, not end of your turn. It feels pretty bad, right? Because if it was like end of your turn, you would get the demon right away, which would make it way better. But it's in the start of turns. They can destroy it. It's extremely weak to weapon removal. Extremely weak. I don't think it was in the play. I think it's extremely, really weak. If it was your turn, it would be good. So anyway, here is the shield then. It's extremely expensive. One effect is very good, the other effects are pretty bad. So you get 5 armor. One is your shield maiden. You get like 5 armor and you get a 5/5. That's your shield maiden. So you get the 5/5 and heal. She gets your armor. It's the same thing. One is you get 5 armor and you get what's called the death reaver. Yeah, so you get the 5/2 weapon. That's really good in arena because it's a great weapon in arena. But you probably would just rather get the weapon for 5 mana instead of 6 mana. So it's not that good actually, but it's good. But it's a common card, but it's still pretty good, I think. One thing is get 10 more armor, which in constructed might be bonkers, getting 15 armor for 6 mana. That's amazing amount of health points. But in arena that's useless, usually, almost always. So that's bad. And what's the last thing? The last thing is like I can't remember. Probably something bad as well. I think it's a pretty bad card, honestly. Yeah, it's armor. Yeah, armor gain. Yeah, it's just. It's not a good card. No, I don't think so. No. I mean, obviously, I would say getting the spike shield, you hit them with shield, that is good in arena, but everything else is bad. In constructed, getting the huge armor is good. Shield bane is pretty good as well too, because you get armor and something on the field. That's not good in arena though, as a 5/5, because the armor in arena is so low value. So getting that 5/5 plus 5 health or 5 armor has like, it's basically a 5/5. It's like a worse, most and 6 drop, yeah. In arena, it's basically worse and 6 drop. And as I mentioned, the weapon you can hit, it's okay, but you'd rather pay 5 mana for that and get no armor. So I think it's a bad card, honestly. I think it's a bad card. Constructed, it might be really good though, but the arena, no, it's a bad card. I think it's a pretty good card, yeah. It's a pretty good card. It's like a cheaper version than the low cult card. It gives you health. This card set gives you the 2/2. It feels like a pretty good card. It just basically gives you back your armor. Yeah, pretty good card. Might be really good constructed. In arena, it's pretty mediocre though. At least this card, of course, horrible in arena, completely unplayable. You summon some random stuff. You random your whole minion deck, right? In arena, that's just way too much cheap stuff, because warrior needs 2 drops too of any class. It needs it the most. So in arena, this is horrible card. Constructed might see some really interesting decks, but I don't know if it's very random. So I don't think it's good either. But especially it's not good in constructed. In arena, horrible arena. So warrior getting a lot of pretty horrible cards here. This equal here is like, you summon a 5/5 or 2 5/5s or 3 5/5s. Not very interesting. It's super slow. I don't think it's good in any deck really. Constructed also kind of horrible. Maybe if you play, maybe in the Cthulhu deck, I guess, in constructed. So you play a lot of weapons, spells, and no minions. Then this card is good, I guess. That's only time you can play it. In arena is horrible. It's a lot of weapons, but yeah, probably horrible in arena. Most of the time it's horrible in arena. This though is pretty cool, very cool, right? You just blast everything with your armor. Not very good in arena, but very good in constructed. Very good in constructed. Easily can kill everything in constructed. In arena, I guess, yeah, I think it's pretty okay actually in arena. I would say it's okay actually in arena. It's not the best card, but at turn 5 you can get 2 armor and do 2 damage to everyone, which means there's like a half-ass consecration sometimes for 1 more mana. So it's not like the worst card thing. And if you get like 2 armor, they'll kill your minion, or hit you, and you get no armor, it's 4 damage to everyone. It's really good. So in constructed, so in arena, it probably is actually pretty good. Like a little better than mediocre, but not the best. Well, yeah. So this card is very random. You recruit stuff, you know. So it's like you Shah, right? But you get the better. It's better. Yeah, it's better than Shah because it recruits your armor. So if you have a lot of armor, you always get the highest minion you can pay for. So that's actually much better than a Shah. So it's like a super good Shah, thinking about it. As long as you have a lot of armor. And this is end of turn though, not like the mage war weapon. So that's the case to get away, right? So yeah, this feels like a really good. This might be really strong, and even if it's not like you have some super recruit deck, everything's super expensive. Just having like 4 armor or so, you get like a 4 drop. You know, that could be good enough if you have tempo deck. So probably not though, but it might be like a 6 drop. Yeah, 6 drop around there. Yeah. So in our extracted, it could be very good. In arena, if you have the tempo, so you have little armor plus say like 4 armor or more, it probably is good in arena as well. You don't say like 4 armor. 2 armor wouldn't be good enough, but 4 armor, like getting a jet in this guy, they have to kill him or he'll hit your armor, which you don't want to do. So yeah, it's actually pretty good in arena. I think it's probably pretty good. I'm really not sure though, what happens if you can't pay it. But if you have 10 armor and you have no 10 drop, at the end of the turn, summon a random minion. It says equal though. That's interesting especially for arena. If you have like too much armor, you can't actually use it. So that's I guess probably. So that's interesting. Anyway, now we have the nature cards. The best card for last. So Horde Dragon, it's like Hunger Dragon, clear name and everything, same stats, 4 mana for 5/6. That part was sometimes really bad in arena. You played it out, you gave them a minion, sometimes you get like a mana reveal and you die from that, or whatever. Some really good cards for 1 mana. There's a lot of really good 1-drops. So give them 2 coins instead. The thing is that was Battlecry's Death Rattle, so it's probably okay in arena because it's Death Rattle. If it was Battlecry, it would be horrible. But yeah, it probably takes like 2 turns to kill it. Then whoever they can play a really big minion. So it's very risky. I think it's horrible extracted probably most of the time because Not against an aggro deck, but against a control deck is horrible. So it gives them an easy access to the spells, the combos, their bigger minions, their Ragnaros, whatever, right? So this is probably really bad. But in Arena it might be good. This card is so bad. It's like 3/3/7, you summon 8. You have to have an 8, so in Arena often you don't have an 8 even. In Constructed you maybe have an 8, but there are also not that many good 8 cards. And in this card, I think it's horrible. The Coin and Bone Marrow, I guess. This is also a horrible card. Farragimber, also a horrible card. I think this card is really horrible. How yeah, just have haste. You play it out, or charge them, you play it out and you hit them. You get another 1/1. I think it's a horrible card. You have to get to like 5 times. It's just a horrible card. This card is good. This is a good card. This is a good card. Lone Champion. This is the new what's called the Kvaldir rider. Yeah, the Kvaldir or Haldir, how it's pronounced. I should know it because I'm Swedish, but I mean, yeah, but it's spelled weirdly. Haldir. In real Swedish, it's probably called like Haldir. Halder. Yeah, probably. Think about it. They call it like you call it Jutun, they call it Jötun, so it's like Valder. Yeah, probably something like that. Anyway, Lone Champion, similar effect. If it's a lone, but you want it to lone. So the gameplay is gonna be turn 2, you coin it out. It's gonna be like that, right? And if you play this card, you get Divine Shield and Taunt. Taunt is probably whatever in most time, but you get Divine Shield, makes it a really good trade-up. Really good trade-up, actually. Very good trade-up. And very good for pad, and you can buff it and so on. So I think it's a great card. Very, very strong card. Definitely one of the best neutral cards for Arena, easily. Even it's pretty good exacted, but I think it's very good in Arena. Very, very good. This card always very bad. And it's like, this card requires you to have a minion out. It's not like summon a 6/6, so those like heal your minions, you have to like, you know, have a minion out. So it's playable for Shaman and for Paladin, of course, because you can transform your small guys and token into hero ability. But the thing is that it's not that good, because you're basically paying 5 mana for an Ogre. Or actually, you look at it, you're playing 5 mana for the Bruiser guy that summons an Ogre, yeah, exactly. You get a 1/1 and a 6/6. That's what you're paying. So you're paying 1 mana cheaper to transform a minion you have to have in your board, because you lose like a totem for that. So if you can't transform a totem or something like that, then you're definitely losing out, right? Because it's just 1 mana cheaper. This probably costs like 4 mana. Yeah, this is bad. It's like 4. I cannot see it playing Constructed. Maybe in Evolve, yeah, in Evolve deck, because you can evolve this guy. That's definitely in Evolve, but otherwise, except Evolve, it's probably bad. Actually, given that as a Shaman, this card is probably pretty good then, because you can play it to totem, which is good, and you can evolve it. So yeah, for Shaman it's a good card. For every other class is horrible. Like. So I have this 4/8. This is the Hanging Dragon thing. It summons a 2-drop instead. It has a lot of health, very strong though. It's sometimes Sunwalker is better than 5 life. Probably not most time, but sometimes. I think it's Mage. It's an Arena is better, but it does give a drawback. So I think it's like probably a decent card in Arena. It's like Dirty Rat, right? It's like a double Dirty Rat, yeah, like a bigger size Dirty Rat. But actually, given that, the Rat at 2/6 does summon from hand though, yeah. But the effect is way worse for you though. But it's a lot of different 2-drops, so I think it's probably a good card. Especially if you have the tempo, it's good in Arena. You play this out, and you kill the 2-drop with your minion. Then you're probably fine, but it happens and it's hard to remove. So if you're in the lead, this should be a really good card. And if you're not in the lead, it has 10 life and it's taunt, so it can save you. So yeah, it's like a good card overall. In Constructed though, I think it's pretty bad. If you just remove it, you get a 2-drop, and then, you know, if you polymorph this guy next turn, you have 1+ minion, so then it's just worse than most 6-drops. So probably no play Constructed, but could be a good card in Arena. This card, get a weapon back. Obviously it's needed for the weapon cards coming right now, but this card is not very strong, because it's like a 3 mana thing. The effect is horrible. You might as well play like 3 mana and just get the card back, right? Yeah, play. It's gonna be a spell, resurrect your card, because the stat is so bad. So if you got like 2 mana and was just like pick up an artifact from your hand or from your discard pile, that would be way better. So I think it's a horrible card. It should cost like 2 mana, yeah, for the effect. You could have been into spell. Then this card, another great elemental card, especially for Mage. Yeah, you play big spells, you get it for free, right? I mentioned earlier, so the elemental cards coming. Here again, then you play this card and it's free. Very, very strong. Just simply strong card right there. Spiteful Summoner, very interesting card. You play her and you reveal a spell. So you Pyroblast, reveal, summon a 10, or you quit a 10. So in Arena it's horrible, but in Constructed you can play it around. You have to have a deck there with like no cheap spells and only expensive spells. And it might be very interesting. Druid might be do it, yeah. Couple of classes, interesting card though, but it might actually be really broken or it might be useless. Similar thing here, you play a spell for random, very random, but you get it by random, and the random effect is, I mean, how would you say it, right? It hits random everything, so you pretty much need to like randomize something that is good for your, you know, good. I mean, like good for like for your hand, like a draw effect or see. This is horrible. Is it horrible? Yeah. This is horrible. I'm thinking about it like it's horrible. So, Sura the Gorgon, this one Gorgon, World of Warcraft, that's this person is called most of it. I like this one Gorgon. I was Googled, this one Gorgon involved. Like that, this one Gorgon. They raised us in the system World of Warcraft, so I'm surprised to have a Gorgon, to be honest. Just a Naga has a Gorgon, right? She's named Gorgon, and she actually is not a Gorgon. She's a Naga. That makes a lot more sense. She's a Naga, and she's just named the Gorgon without having the petrification and the snakes here. Are you saying? Anyway, I think it's fun that it gives you a golden copy. But it's a pretty good card, yeah. You copy it, it's a good card in Arena, right? You can play it on any good minion and you have to play it again, but it gives you a value. So you can copy anything you want and it stays with your stats. It makes it worse for a rogue for that matter, but because rogue rather have it cheaper than its effects, right? But in Arena, this is much better. So you can copy any like 5 or 6 drop. You can play them again. If it's late game, you can play them like in turn 8, you 5 drop, play it again right away. You know, all Kobolds and yeah, it feels like a very flexible card. Definitely see some play Constructed with some different decks. Maybe not that good in the end, but probably some expensive that in Arena. It should be high value, but it is legendary though. So I would say it's just that good being legendary in Arena. In the end though, I think it's a good card, but there are a lot of legendaries that has way more impact by themselves. And they are much better because obviously then you need to have anything on your board. You can just have your board empty and play them out. So she is not that good actually. As a legendary set, it's not that good. Because comparing it to like a legendary does something by themselves, like Lich King. Yeah, you play Lich King out, hits her by itself. This card needs an Ogre something to copyright. So, or Lich King, but whatever, yeah. King Togawaga. I think this card is horrible. I really dislike the style of this card. Because it sounds cool at first, so you swap your deck with the opponent, that's fun and cool and so on. But you give this card a ransom card, so they can just pay 5 mana and you swap back. I think that's so boring. If the ransom card was placed in their deck, they just gave them, so you have to like draw 10 cards to get the ransom, it would be really cool. But they can actually swap right away. So if you like mill yourself and then give them your deck, which doesn't exist anymore, you're like, haha, I milled you because I swapped decks, they're like ransom, you milled yourself. So I don't get the ransom thing. If they remove the ransom thing, it would be really, really good. So then the question is, if they have full hands, by like the Murloc thing and Naturalize, you play this card, you probably can't give them the ransom because they can't, you know, fill your hand, and then you give them a deck, and then now they can't swap because their deck, the ransom was lost because they had 10 cards in your hand. So that is probably good. And I like playing meal. I've tried to play meal so many seasons. So I was like, I will try that, but naturally we have to build their deck. So it's like, it's just kind of clunky. If they remove the ransom thing and the stats are like whatever, that would be much more interesting. It might actually be really good. Mill yourself, give the mill deck, and then they lose. But now it's kind of like, no, you have to kind of make both decks and then give them that, but also mill yourself more though. So it's like, I'm not super fan of it. Not a super fan. Maybe something can play with the priest legendary. I don't know. In Arena, of course, it's completely horrible card in Arena. I don't know, you don't ransom? Yeah, like, so it feels pretty bad. This is the last card I think here. So 50 cards. Oh yeah, here we have the more things. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you like this bit here. And I'm gonna do other ones probably maybe on 2-3 days from now, hopefully, with less cards than this man is. Anyway, see you guys and have a great day.